Hey, what's going on? Miguel Lloyd, host of Life Full Circle Radio, and welcome to tonight's show. So tonight we're going to be talking about quite a few things that are out here as I'm looking for a couple of stories, big story coming out of in entertainment involving new edition Toni Braxton, and it ain't got nothing to do with the Cash Money versus No Limit joint. That's the other Braxton sister that was involved with that. We'll talk about that. And so the government shutdown it's on its, well, it's not on its way, it's here, but the more dangerous part of the government shutdown is which the SNAP benefits as of this weekend right now is going to be going away. So you got people who are, I've gotten text messages, some of the people that I know that are sharing information about where folks can pick up food. Like it's getting that dire, and our president is over in Japan. He's doing an Asian tour, and I think he's supposed to meet with the Chinese maybe tomorrow. This is wild. Government spyware is intact. So the Pegasus, which is a spyware that the Biden administration said, nah, y'all not doing that. Well, Trump says, yeah, whatever, let's do it. Cash Money versus No Limit was in Vegas. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what happened on the stage with Tamar and Birdman, and just why I really didn't really care. But hey, it is what it is. New York mayor's race is also coming down to the wire as they'll have a new elected mayor by next week. It's probably going to be a Democratic socialist, and a lot of Republicans' minds are going to. Is what it is. All right, follow us on all the social media platforms. We're right now live on YouTube, on Facebook. And we're on Twitch, and so check us out on any one of those platforms. Super producer,
hey,
you had all that time, and
I was typing.
I see you still ain't plugged in your Ethernet cord.
He was supposed to come in here. He came in here and asked me a question, and then just walked right back out again.
Oh my God, I'm about to get. I'm gonna inbox him myself. I'm DM him. See, that's how you show you. If you say inbox, if you say DM if you call yourself being Xennial, Gen X / a millennial, whatever.
What are you, by the way? Are you
Gen X? Absolutely Gen X. Gen X all day.
Guess what I am? A geriatric millennial, apparently.
That's a whole different joint. I ain't never even heard that one. Y'all just be making stuff up, man. Then everybody's a boomer that's not, a kid. Oh, you're acting like a boomer. No, boomers are my dad.
My mom.
Yeah, your mom, my dad are boomers. I'm not a boomer. Stop calling me a boomer. Anyway. All right, so happy Wednesday.
Happy Halloween week.
I don't give a damn about no Halloween. I celebrate November the 1st.
Do you guys not give out candy? Y'all give out candy. You may be a Scrooge McDuck, but I know you give out candy.
Sure, we give out candy. I think it's the most worthless holiday. And we've been doing this for 15 years, if you don't have to remind you. We do this every year. Every year we talk about how much I think Halloween is just the dumbest holiday. All these movies coming out, people were trying to scare each other. Boo! People going to hordes houses and all this crap. Just
horror houses. Did you mean horror houses? Because you said horror houses.
I did not say no horror house. Horror. Horror.
All those R's. Say all those R's. We're, for the first time, we're hosting our neighborhood in front of our house. We decided that our HOA is not going to bring us together, so me and Omar are bringing the neighborhood together. I actually walked the whole neighborhood, gave out invites, and everybody will be showing up at our house on Halloween. Not to stay. My mom was like, "Did you tell them to bring chairs?" I'm like, "No, this is a walk by. Like, walk by, hey, meet a neighbor, and keep going about your business.
Get your candy and keep it rolling."
Yeah, we're providing a little bit of drink, a little bit of hamburger, and then that's really it. So, but I'm looking forward to
a little bit of hamburgers. You're gonna have this. You're gonna put hamburger in people's baskets like you do candy.
It's just for the neighbors that will pre-wrap. The neighbors who want to grab a pre-wrapped one, we'll have pre-wrapped hamburgers and pre-wrapped hot dogs. First come, first serve. Kids want a Capri Sun, parents want a water, or if they would like a Long Island iced tea that I'll have there, then that's witch's brew. Anyway, let's get started.
Witch's brew. Ain't number the LIT. Ain't number the Long Island with a little scary eyes on it or something. All right, let's jump into this thing. And what's up to all the folks jumping up in here? I know they're trying to follow us just like lasers. It's like, where are they at tonight and what time are they coming on? No, you just need to hit that subscribe button. I need to get a little ding thing, but I'll just gotta get everybody's attention. Hit the subscribe thingy majiggy, and you'll know when we go live. You ain't gotta worry about when we go live, right? All right. So A lot going on. One of the first things I want to talk about are the SNAP benefits that are getting ready to expire. And we talked about this a little bit last week. Talked about how it's affecting your family personally with everything going on. And you let me know if you got it up on your screen because I'll pull it up on your
On my
side.
screen.
We'll get your screen. All right, let's do it.
Yep, I'm ready to go. So, funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, commonly known as food stamps or SNAPs, will lap on November 1st. That's Saturday, the first time in the program's 60-year history as the consequences of the government shutdown spreads across the country. That's why lawmakers have started proposing more standalone bills that while not capable of fully reopening the government, will address the crisis' biggest pain points from SNAP impasse to widespread concerns over military pay. So we're dealing with two massive issues here. Not only have SNAP benefits stopped, but military personnel are also not getting paid. So now we have food donation lines that are being overrun by two different groups of people, families and military. And it's really sad that these people will have to go without or having to figure it out or not pay a bill or not pay a car note so that they can make sure they get food on the table. And keep in mind, November is Thanksgiving, where a lot of people spend money for Thanksgiving meals, and certain stores are doing what they can. I know Aldi, you can feed 10 people. What are they doing? You can feed 10 people if you go to them for $44. They've got a plan like that. So people are trying to step up, but there's only so much everybody can do.
Here's how I know economically we're in trouble, right? I've never seen so many holiday ads in October. Like normally they wait until after Halloween before you start seeing the Black Friday ads, and they are trying to get in people's pockets now before folks are really, this holiday season is going to be really, really rough. And I just don't understand people who sit back, and I don't know what email. Well, I don't know what email and the MAGA people are getting. I don't know what message that they're sending them that's making them accept what is going on. And when it's all said and done, you know, Mike Johnson hasn't called the House back into session. You know, like 4 days in since July, something crazy like that, right? So they're not even working. The House is now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what people who serve in the House are doing, right? And so now, how do you get anything done? They keep blaming on the Democrats. Republicans, you control the House. You control the Senate. You can have the nuclear option. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene is coming out and saying use the nuclear option if you have to get the government back on, but you don't have to. Because it's all said and done. Here's the thing, folks. If the Democrats fold without any negotiation, healthcare is done. And then what?
This is a Sophie's choice for the Democratic Party. And I think a lot of Americans don't realize that. And that's, again, having Marjorie Taylor Greene as our semi-spokesperson is a very scary place to be, but that's really what's happening. Democrats are holding the line because they want to keep health care for all Americans. They want to keep Medicaid and Medicare the same. They want to keep the Affordable Care Act the same. And what the Republicans are going to do is gut these entire programs. And a lot of people wouldn't get health care anymore. And again, my son, who's a special needs adult, might not get health care anymore. And that's a very scary place to be. So like I said, it's a Sophie's choice. Either we get health care or people get to eat and survive through the holidays. And again, I don't think the economy is not going to be doing well. Black Friday is a huge shopping day. If I can't eat on Thanksgiving, what makes you think I'm about to go out and buy stuff on the Friday after? Logically.
None of this stuff makes sense, right? When you really look at this, what is going on right now, it doesn't make sense. They don't care for it to make sense. We just committed, what was it, $200 or $300 billion to Argentina, but we can't
44.
feed our own people.
We committed $44 billion to Argentina, and we are going to be buying Argentine beef, which is making the American beef farmers very upset because they're like, well, what about us? And then Trump blamed them, saying, well, your prices are too high. And they're like, but that's not how that works. It's not how that works, bro. We have our soybean farmers who are still struggling. They've been struggling. We talked about this last week. Our military is struggling. There are a lot of people who are not surviving based off Trump policies, and I try to tell people that, and they're like, oh, you're not looking at the big picture. Well, what is the big picture?
What is the big picture? Please help us understand what the big picture is. Yeah.
Help me understand what the big picture is. Is this people not being able to survive by, March 2026, or people are struggling and people are not paying their mortgages. So now the mortgage market goes into crazy effect. People aren't paying their credit card bills. People aren't doing anything but buying basic necessities, and other things are going by the wayside. Like, the only industry that's going to be doing really, really well is going to be repo men and repossessions and, call centers where people are trying to call and get money back for different things that have been purchased.
We really, the level of evil that and I've been a conspiracy theorist for a long time, just full disclosure.
I know.
But everything we talked about this 4 months ago when that video came out with him showing an AI video of the Gaza Strip being beachfront property. When we look at what's going on going into these major cities, I honestly, but we think about what's going on in Argentina. You think about right now, we have boats that are sitting off the coast of Venezuela, preparing to have conflict with Venezuela, and they're claiming this because of drugs, but they also have the biggest oil reserve in the world. Everything is this is we are in the midst of the biggest land grab that we've seen in a very, very long time, whether it be internationally or here in the States. Go ahead.
They're blowing up those random boats that we have no idea what's on them.
Right.
We're just blowing up random boats and just telling everybody it's drugs, but we have no proof. There's no drugs confiscated. There's nobody to, interrogate. We're just saying it's drugs. It could be fishermen who are out there because the best time is a certain time during the night to catch a certain type of fish or whatever. It could be a million things. Like the boat they just recently caught didn't look like no drug boat from the pictures. Like two boats of two sets of fishermen who were just on the boat fishing, and out of nowhere they're gone. And the other part that I have with the Trump administration, and it's not so much that they have a problem with it, but they're utilizing it, I guess, in a good way. But they are getting different social media influencers to not only create AI videos, because that's what's happening now, is to promote this whole thing that everybody on EBT are these welfare queens. And I did a video myself, only because I've did a lot of research on the whole people on EBT based on like girls who had made videos in the past about using EBT while they got their nails down, eyebrows, whatever. I then came back to their videos now and then posted because now they're complaining. But there's other people who are like, I work at McDonald's. I have 3 kids. I can't feed my 3 kids. Or me and my husband, we both work and we still don't make enough to feed our 3 kids. These are the people who are really going to suffer. Yes, we can put the videos out there of the welfare queens and the people who are, buying snacks and candies and all that kind of stuff. But it's not just them. It's not. It's a lot of regular, everyday people who are going to have to make some tough decisions. And I'm praying the American side of prior to Trump's side of my brain is that a lot of these car loan companies, bank loan companies are going to actually look at people's history of their payments and see they only didn't pay this month because of what's going on. And I will tell them like, hey, we'll put it on the back end. Or, hey, you skipped your payment this month on your mortgage because of whatever reason, we'll put it on your back end. Landlords, kind of how things went during COVID when people were being a little understanding so that people can get through this time.
No, yeah, I don't disagree. It's going to take something. It's going to take something, right? And then you got guys like this, right? You got guys like this.
In some of these inner cities that they're going to need SNAP to survive, and they're getting a lot of calls, and the pressure is going to be put on them. A lot of people need to go back to work. A lot of young men that are on SNAP that should be working.
Anyhow.
Wait, no. Let's let that sink in. Mike, yeah.
Why she got a shawl?
Tommy Tuberville, a guy who held up the appointments in the Pentagon for several months out of Senate procedure.
Yep.
I don't know that he knew a lot about football, given his overall coaching record.
Wow.
But I do know that he knows very little about American culture, American employment, and how the Congress ought to operate.
And the SNAP program and who it helps.
He's talking about the young men in his state?
Yeah, I mean,
for example.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so really quick, and I talked about this before.
Go ahead.
Omar was on SNAP benefits because Devin was special needs and is special needs, and Omar had lost his job, and he needed to be, as a parent, guardian over a special needs child. He was given SNAP benefits to make sure that they could make it through. The second Omar got a job, they reduced it. Then once they found out that I was living there, I mean, they found out pretty quickly, they reduced it again. Once we got married, they removed it altogether. I mean, so let's not act like they're just giving men benefits just because they want them. I mean, young men aren't getting benefits. Young women, really quick, young women aren't getting benefits. The only time you can get SNAP benefits, and I think you know this, Miguel, as a young man or a young woman, is if you're a college student, you can apply for SNAP benefits, but the amount they give you isn't like they're giving you $900 a month. They are giving you $75 to $100 a month in SNAP benefits, but you have to be enrolled in school to get those SNAP benefits.
Yeah, but all of this is news to me, but the challenge I have with this is that they make it out to be like you said, like it goes back to Reagan and the welfare queen. And they make it out, they think it's just black folks running around sitting on SNAP for generations.
It's not.
And it's not. It's not. Mm-hmm. Tommy Tuberville is a senator out of Alabama, one-time Auburn football coach. And at the end of that video that was just airing, they said he's running for governor and he's probably going to win. And so you look at this stuff and you say, the level of ignorance that we have as people and understanding what is really going on and how dangerous it is to give these people the keys to the car, to the house, it's insane. And so, but you got people in leadership roles with this level of ignorance who say, oh yeah, it's a bunch of young men out there sitting on SNAP who needs to go back to work. But then you got, okay, what is it? Amazon is projecting a reduction of 600,000 workers in the next 5 years. UPS is laying off people.
Yep, UPS is laying off people as well.
UPS is laying off people. You got all these people. So now we're like, okay, what do we do? Like, folks need to learn how to use AI to some regard. But that's, how long is that going to last?
And let me just put this into a little bit more perspective, because I know when we hear all these huge numbers from Amazon laying people off and UPS laying off, what happened is that when the pandemic hit and everybody was only in the house and only ordering things online, people, the Amazon and UPS needed to hire more people because there was more people ordering stuff constantly, so hiring more people. Mm-hmm. Now that we have phased out of that, where things have kind of leveled back to they were pre-pandemic, we're back to pre-pandemic stuff, and they don't need all those people. They don't need all these different departments and all these different executives and all these different drivers and all these different departments.
That's not what I've read, and that's not what my understanding. My understanding is that there are going to be new positions that are going to be created because of the amount that they like Amazon is seeing such an increase in packages, right? But the work is going to be more or less maintaining the robotics than it is going to be white. And they said a lot of them are white collar jobs. It's mid-management jobs that people are losing their positions, right? And so
UPS, I heard it was mostly drivers. Amazon's probably different, but UPS, I heard it was mostly drivers and something called a route manager or route something.
Route manager. The routes that where you go here, you go there, you go there. Someone has to be on a computer making sure people going where they're supposed to go, right?
Maybe that's being automated. Maybe that's
right. It probably is being automated, and so now you have a situation where people who are built livings in this this space are going to have to find something else to do, as we all have got to find something else to do in this economy.
Well, before we jump off of that, I did see something. I wish I could find the video, but I can't find it. Where someone was saying that they were a truck driver, and now when they go pick up loads from the truck driver, they have zero human interaction when they go to pick up a load for the truck. They go and key in something to a panel. They get inside of the building. They key in something to another panel. That panel, responds, tells people on the inside to do it. Those people load it up. They go back inside. He cues that he got his load and he's back in the truck. There's nothing else there's no people really needed anymore. And that's great. It's efficient, but it's not always the best. I mean, I'm in digital marketing. There are AI tools all through what we do, and they suck. they suck. They're not looking at trends and data or anything. Just looking, this will help you spend the most money and you'll get the most leads. But then we get the leads, and the leads are garbage or they're fake. And then we have to be like, well, no, this AI tool is not working. Mm-hmm. It's not giving us leads, but it's not giving us what we need. So
Yeah, and because in part of the AI piece is that they're learning from us. The more you go back and say, okay, that wasn't what I wanted it to be, and you put it back in, just like I was going back and forth with a project today, and it's like it was a graphic that was created. I was doing it for my own business's Google page, right? And I said I wanted you to create this graphic, and they put the graphic wasn't terrible until I looked and saw the guy that was on the keyboard had no computer in front of him. It was just he was sitting there on the keyboard,
or they had like a bunch of fingers. Like
they've kind of gotten past that, but it's still if I tell you I want this person looking at a monitor with a keyboard, why do you have them with a keyboard and there's nothing in front of them? Like,
or the eyes are weird.
Eyes are still weird. The eyes are still weird. But the problem is that 6 months ago we were talking about fingers.
Yeah.
Now these videos are such deep fake with Sora 2 and you're wondering when you see these raccoons stand up on their back feet and you're looking at them like, hold on, is that? It's just it's dangerous. So your point is going back to what you're talking about with the situation with the truck drivers and not interacting with anybody. That's a personal situation where people I've got family that's in the business of being that middle person, and now because of this, what's happened, I'm sure that's probably affecting their business as well. So we all got to figure it out, man. This is not nothing to play with. It's like, what do you do now? What do you do now when all these jobs? Are they gonna be hiring new people? Do you have to be retrained to do what? We're in a wild time. All right, let's move on. So, where you want to go next?
Let's go to New York, and let's talk about Zoe. I'm gonna say his boy's name wrong.
Mamdani.
Okay, so New York State Assembly member Zohran Mamdani is leading the former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo by 10 points in the New York City mayoral race to succeed outgoing Mayor Eric Adams, according to a new poll. A Quinnipiac, how can I pronounce that but not pronounce his name? It's funny. A Quinnipiac University poll of likely voters released on Wednesday shows that Mamdani is first place at 43% support, following by Cuomo at 33% and Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa at 14%. He wore a beret to the debate. Did you say it was a little hat?
Do you know why? See, you're too young. Okay, so there was the Guardian Angels was an organization of vigilantes that were in the 70s and the 80s. I know they were in the 80s. I know about the 70s. Definitely in the 80s. They would go around. I want to say he wear a red t-shirt, but they always wore those berets. And I want to say he might be maybe the founder or was a leader with the Guardian Angels in New York. So it's a thing from the 80s.
Was that during like the Son of Sam era when they were just trying to protect the streets like extra people during since the police couldn't help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that's why he was wearing that, because that's part of his appeal.
Cool, great. 14 percentage points. So Zohran is winning, and a lot of people are throwing everything at the wall to make him seem like he's the worst thing ever. I feel like this is another Andrew Yang situation. So I'm not a huge fan. That's just me. But I also think Andrew Cuomo is the worst decision you guys could ever make. You guys would rather have someone accused of sexual harassment rather than someone who's Muslim. What does that say about where we are?
We are deeper and deeper in this hole. And just for context, this is the Guardian Angels. He had a beret on like that, right? Or was it a different color? But yeah.
Nope, it was red. It was red with the black brim. Yeah. And their little fraternity jackets.
No, anyway. So that's what that was. And so that's his brand. That's his brand and the work that they did back in the 80s. I guess they're still around. So yeah, they were much rather. It's almost like being a sexual predator doesn't even matter to these people anymore, which is the weirdest thing.
It's relatable to white men.
Huh?
It's relatable to white men.
Which is scary to me. Like, yes, it's not really scary, but it's deeply concerning that I could never be in a room with someone who I believe is a sexual predator. In part, I got 3 daughters, so like.
I mean, we have Andrew Cuomo and the president who basically feel like, well, let me rephrase this. Back during their time, a woman in the workplace was open to be sexually harassed. That's boys talk. That's every day. That's not that big of a deal. You guys are just making it a big deal now. Like, what's wrong with that? It's that those people in that age group of 40 to however old Trump is, and
don't say 40. More like 50.
White.
60,
are you white?
Well, go ahead. You might be
exactly. Those men don't see it as a big deal. They don't see it as a big deal breaker. Even if they're Christian, even the Christian men don't see it as a deal breaker. It's just kind of like
I continue to have a huge deal with the Christian with the modern faith and how they pretty much aren't standing up right now. You're right, and you made me pause because I said, sometimes I'll be listening to some old school hip hop and my girls are here, and I know. Here's the thing: for a while, I would play, and I still, my wife is still kind of cringe, but I wouldn't play the explicit versions. I wouldn't play the regular version. I'd always find the radio edit of everything. And then I thought about it. My girls are 14 and 12 years old. They are around little potty mouth kids all day, every day. So I'm just like, a couple of this, a couple of that. But one thing I still,
I read the lyrics to Slow Motion by Juvenile. I had never read the lyrics. I'm always, how you just say stuff as a kid because you like the song. I went and read those lyrics like, this is inappropriate. Why were we singing this in high school?
There's something about, Southern hip hop is a whole different thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, East Coast and original hip hop, but there was some levels to it. But I still, like, if I hear old rap, they using, the F word or they really being very disrespectful to women, I'm not gonna play that around my kids. I'm like, okay, nope. To me, the 7 words that everybody always clutch their pearls about, I don't really clutch anything about that. But I do, when you start talking about sexual misconduct, disrespecting the women, and even lifestyles, like homosexuality and stuff like that, I'm just like, we're in a different day. But but on the flip side, you hear people talking about sexual predators and the things that Trump has done, that these things, as you said, as Cuomo has done. Wasn't his brother wasn't some issues with the one who used to be on TV, Chris? I think he had some issues too, or what was his thing?
He was fired because he secretly was trying to help his brother get through what was going on, the scandal that was about to break, and he didn't tell CNN. You can't do that as a journalist, and that's why they let him go. And his response was, "That's my brother. What did you guys want me to do?" And I was like, "Valid, but they still ain't got to keep you there. They don't need to. They ain't got to keep you there."
Fast forward to today, you've got you got cats on Fox talking about people need to die and a whole bunch of nonsense. It's
and it's a very weird, and we say this every week. It's a very weird space to be in. And they went so far with Mamdani to make him seem like he was some savage because he ate with his hands. And when I saw the picture, I'm like, oh, that looks like my husband's grandparents.
First of all, it's disrespectful to talk about somebody's savage to eat with their hands. If culturally people eat with their hands, we eat sushi with our hands. Like,
no, there's a worse one than sushi that none of these men brought up. You know what's the most savage thing? Ribs that you eat with your hand that are basically rawhide meat that you covered in sauce that you're smearing all over your face and you're biting into and you're throwing the bones off to the side of it. That's savage. That is barbaric.
So, if it's not American culture and what is accepted in American culture, everything is something wrong with everything as far as these people are concerned. All right. Yeah. So, all right, let's just get in. Let's just roll. Let's just change speeds here a little bit. Hold on. Where we at? Here we go. So this is the segment of our program we call, what? Did you find stuff out in these internet streets and you say, that can't be real? And, what? Did that really happen? Yes, this really happened. So last weekend, there was this VERZUZ battle. VERZUZ, for those who may not remember, during COVID, to keep us entertained because we was all up in the house, folks would get out here and you would have musicians against musicians and they would play their catalog against other catalogs and all of that. And it was very successful. It's something that Timberland and Swiss Beats did, and they were very successful with it. They sold it some years ago, but they kept enough of a control of it that they were in it. So the first battle coming back was Cash Money versus No Limit. And so what's your take on it?
I'm old. I feel old. Mainly because now people are just like, oh, they came out 30 years ago. It was some weird number like 30 years ago that they came out. I was like, 30, but that couldn't have been that long ago because it was high school for me. I was like, yeah, you were in high school almost 30 years ago. But I think it was a true testament to music back then. Music back then is when all these labels had like 40 people on the label and everybody was on everybody's song, and you know, maybe one person had one hit wonder album, but each label had like one big person. Those days are gone. So having this type of VERZUZ was, to me, was like a cool part of nostalgia of how it used to be back in the day. Like there were like houses of music that just like Cash Money. After Cash Money had their roster, then they came out with their newer roster that developed. Wasn't that Nicki Minaj and them on Cash Money at first?
Young Money, yeah, that was all
Young Money, yeah.
All that, yeah. So here's the thing: being a brother of a certain age in hip hop,
old,
whatever. This moved me not a bit because here's the thing. But see, here's the difference. I wanted to let you finish because you grew up in Florida.
Yes.
I grew up in Virginia.
Yes.
I remember a good friend of mine. Shout out to my man Smoke. Smoke played football when the CFL had teams in Louisiana. And I remember he came back home and he talked about this dude from No Limit that's got all these album covers and all this bling and all this stuff. And I'm looking at this dude like, we don't listen to that to that type of hip hop. What is that? So to me, I let folks have it because most of what was on that stage, first of all, I didn't watch but a little bit of it. And when I turned it on, Birdman was acting a damn fool. And I was just like, dude, you are almost 60 years old. And you out here.
He's the worst.
You out here acting a fool. Even and then there's let me play this before I finish my little diatribe. Whereas I look on the screen and then I start seeing what's her name? Which one of the Braxtons is it? Why am I losing? Here we go. Tamar. And then of course this is she out here kind of breaking it down.
That's not flirting. That is not flirting. She says she just taking care of her brother-in-law because Toni wasn't available to awkwardly be on stage for absolutely no reason during a verse battle that has nothing to do with the Braxtons. I believe her, okay? Now, I don't know why other wives weren't on stage. I mean, other men are married, like Juvenile, who is fine and been married for, 20 million years? I guess his wife or sister.
So behind her is Tamar Braxton hydrating Birdman, wiping his head off. Now, for many people, including yourself, didn't know that Birdman and Toni Braxton have been together for a very long time.
No, I didn't know that. I just think it's whack. I just think it's weird. I know they've been together for a while. It's weird.
Yeah.
I want to say they've been together since 2017, but they got married in 2024.
No, but I've heard, I don't know. I've heard they've been together for 15 years. I don't know. I don't get in folk business. They never really public with it. But when that came out, it was like Birdman and Toni Braxton. That's Birdman and the best song from Boomerang soundtrack and the whole. That's just everything about her is pop and Birdman is not. But it is what it is.
Well, pop and sophisticated. Let's.
Right. Correct.
And he has a star tattooed on the top of his head.
But he got a star on the top of his head and he got a boatload of diamonds around his neck and in his mouth. So he got plenty of bread. No question about that. But going back to the whole thing, it was a regional thing. I heard people, I've seen different debates online that says, who y'all talking about? No Limit was just regional, Cash Money, blah, blah, blah. Outside of everything, Back That Ass Up is undeniable. It's one of the greatest hip hop songs ever. You talk about what No Limit did with the Make Me Say and some of those but
reviving Snoop's career
to a degree. But see, here's the thing, that there's a I had a dialogue with a cat and I ended up letting him have it. He wanted to debate with me about how Black Thought from the Roots is just not versatile. He's not versatile enough to be considered a great rapper. And because he don't have no club bangers and he don't have no gangster shit. And I said to myself, there are people who grew up in hip hop, not ingesting hip hop the way I grew up in hip hop. Because when I came up, right, there was, hardcore, there was Tribe, there was party rap, there was Kwame, there was Chubb Rock, there was Heavy D. There was so many different types of music that was out there. But I was never attracted to the hard gangster stuff because that's not what I grew up loving. When you look at what was going on that stage with Cash Money and No Limit, I just looked at that thing and said, these people are too grown. They sit up here with their 55 and 60-year-old selves, damn near 60 years old, up here acting like it's 1992 and we in the local club, and you better keep your head on the swivel because somebody got a shotty up in his joint and might get shot. That's what all of that stuff looked like with 90 people on that stage. And here come Tamar Braxton, her so-called sophisticated Maryland self, out there patting people on the head with a napkin.
I need Tamar to grow up. Like, Tamar is older than me. You should not still be on that stage wiping off nobody's head, standing there for no reason, holding no plastic cup. You are a Braxton. Like, you are a Toni Braxton sister. Outside of that, her Love and War album did amazing. Her Love and War tour did amazing. Your ex-husband managed Lady Gaga. Like, you should be somewhere with the Kardashians and with other people. You on stage at a Birdman concert?
You know,
at a VERZUZ?
Yeah, and here's the thing. I get what you're saying, and it's really one of those things where you know, we're kind of showing, you know, that what some people say, y'all uppity, y'all act like y'all too good. Here's the thing. Culturally, the way that them cats interact, the way that they move, the way that, and here's the thing, I got right on my Instagram right now, interview I did with Master P. Master P is a great businessman, and he's moved differently, but he puts on a different face when he's out there on that stage, because that's what got him where he is, right? But, you know, to each his own, man. But I just look at that thing and say, you know, we were really looking forward to, just switching gears a little bit, we was really looking forward to that doggone Diddy and Jermaine Dupri versus that was teased so much before when we was in the middle of it, because Diddy came out and said couldn't nobody touch him in the verses, and Jermaine Dupri said, oh, word, okay. And so it was a big talk about doing that Madison Square Garden and all that, and it would have been dope, but
when he gets out of prison in March of 2027, then they can have it. Yay!
Man, please, ain't nobody messing with it.
I have one more Hawaii. Can you go ahead and share my screen, please? Can you go ahead and bring me up? So I'm not even going to give you any context behind this video. I am going to let you watch it, and then we can discuss.
Kia screen, where you at? Where's Kia screen? I'm not moving well today.
Can you hear you can hear my audio through the screen, right?
2-shot Kia. There we go. We're about to find out I need to drop. If not, drop it in the chat and I'll pull it up.
Oh, wait.
I can't hear your audio.
What did you say?
I can't hear your audio. Give it to me and I'll pull it up.
All right. So we're just going to pull it up and we're going to watch it.
Drop it,
and
drop
then
it in the
we're
chat.
going to talk about it. There we go. There you go. Not going to give you any background. Just, again, the screen says, my daily life as a teacher. Please scroll down and you're going to press play right there. Let's go. Let's do this.
We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little brothers. Let's get the day rolling. Who would have ever thought? Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't have to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher. Took me a little lunch break. Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young. I look like one of them.
Okay, pause. So why did we pull that up?
Over. So this person is a substitute teacher who is a stud, is his name apparently appropriate. And this person was completely dismayed when she posted that on TikTok, and then was fired an hour after she posted that video on TikTok by the school and by the state board. Could not. She was like, "Why are people taking it the wrong way? People got dirty minds." I'm like, "They got dirty minds? You said damn shorty to a high school child.
You did.
What? How? Like, how else should that be taken? You came to school dressed like that.
One of them. Like you was a kid.
I don't know what that means.
They thought you were the new kid. Who is this new kid that came to the school?
And that's why everybody kept laughing. She didn't have the camera pointing towards the people. Them old ladies in the front office like, well, young man, whose class are you supposed to be in? Nah, I'm the substitute teacher for the day. What? Okay.
Right.
And then this has gone viral, and this person has tried to defend themselves, saying that, things were taken out of context. But again, you recorded all of this content, and then you went home, edited it, and added a voiceover to it, meaning you didn't think anybody was going to find anything wrong with this, and now you are sitting there unemployed and probably can't get a job with a teacher because this video has gone viral. Like, what is wrong with this younger generation between 20 and 28?
They feel like everything has to be, everything's got to be on the tube. Everything ain't got to be on the internet, man. Some of this stuff, y'all need to just sit back and just chill. So.
And by the way, from the look of this person, were they just desperate for substitute teachers? There's a giant tattoo on the neck, the fake chain, the tattoos on the hands.
Well,
why?
I'm not gonna sit up and let you just discount people because they got tattoos.
No, I'm fine with tattoos. I have tattoos, but hands, face, the way you're dressed, like none of that. Like I've seen black men who are teachers who have tattoos. Their outfit at least looks like, I know I'm coming to work. At least, like I need to put my stuff together.
These cats are different now, man. The way folks are moving. Shoot, I couldn't come to work. Starting in my career, Monday through Friday, had to be in a suit. I was happy because on Friday we could wear jeans. Like now it's like whatever. Cats coming in slides, they coming in however they coming in, as long as they getting the job done. All right. So before we get about here, a couple things, and before we get into what we're watching, a couple of big announcements. Well, first of all, can we talk about your girl, your fellow Republican down in Virginia? Because Winsome Sears, this is the woman who was running for governor of Virginia. This is probably the best I've ever seen her hair look. She had most of the time she's a picture circulating out there where she's holding an AR-15 and her hair looks like she stuck her finger in a light socket. You haven't been following this story with Winsome Sears in Virginia? So
what's her name?
Winsome Sears, I believe.
How you spell Winsome? What kind of name is Winsome?
It's spelled just like it sounds. Winsome. Winsome Sears. She's a lieutenant governor of Virginia right now. And she's out here basically trying to call on, why, folks talking about why Obama going there to support the white woman who is her opponent. And he was screaming about black women. People need to vote for the black woman. And then there's other people saying, why is NAACP supporting the white woman? Because it's in the name. If she's not for the national advancement of colored people, then yeah, there's a reason why she's not getting the support. And then Trump is not supporting her either. So now she's sitting there just kind of flailing in the wind. Yeah, you're looking at it now.
Sorry, I just saw a video of her with his pink suit and pink tie on. That's a strong look she has going.
She is, when you hear her talk, she's a Jamaican American, I believe. And so, but she's got some stuff with her. She's I'm about to pull your screen up. Yeah. No, well, I don't know what that is you looking at. That looks like Eddie Murphy.
That's why. And here's the thing: they're saying that because she won't advance the MAGA agenda is why Trump won't endorse her, because that's a big deal. It's not another reason as a Republican I have an issue. It's not just that you're pushing forward the conservative agenda. You need to put forth the MAGA agenda, which is not conservative. It's just whatever Trump wants. Mm-hmm. And if you can't do that, or if you choose not to do that, they won't endorse you or move you forward. Winsome Badwig over here probably is a very smart, good candidate, but because she won't do what Trump wants, whatever Trump wants, they're not gonna move her forward.
But she has publicly, she's one of the typical, not conservative, but one of those typical, all you black people are dumb because you're running around behind the Democrats and blah 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 blah. So she's going to get smoked in Virginia, and so the other woman who is a veteran of the CIA and she's done, so she's going to be the next governor of Virginia according to the numbers that are popping out right now. All right. Last thing before we get into what are we watching? When I saw this video, and I can't find a video right now, and it's fine. You looking at her hair. Her hair is interesting, right?
I can't. I'm sorry. I know I'm making faces over here, but this is just a lot. This is a lot. She ain't got no black friends. This is how you know somebody ain't got no black friends. To say your roller set has gone a little awry, let's go ahead and find some hot rollers and get you set back up again. Or let's just get you a good wig and brush the front over. Yes.
Well, I think that's the picture that we saw earlier that looked like that was probably the best hair day she had in a while. But you know, she's right. Come on, man. Like
they can say, oh,
like, come on, man. Like, usually somebody be running around, and we'll talk about what we're watching right now. I think we talked about last week, and she has a lot of bad hair days, but this sister's having a bad hair day right here. All right. So before we get up out of here, man, this announcement came out last week, and I'm like a kid in the candy store. Going on tour, the first of the year, New Edition, Boyz II Men, Toni Braxton. And if we haven't talked about this on this show, I swear we've talked about this on this show. And I said, that's the show that has never happened that needs to happen. New Edition and Boyz II Men on the same show. You know, everybody, people who don't know the history with that, Boyz II Men was discovered by Michael Bivins of New Edition fame. And of course, Boyz II Men went on to be one of the biggest groups in the history of music. And so, but they've never been the same to me because since they've been since they've been three of them instead of four. That's different conversation. But this is going to be an amazing show. When I saw the release video, it was pretty cool what they did. And they said it's not going to be so much a thing where who's headlining the show. They're really, all three of them are going to share the stage. All three, both New Edition, Boyz II Men, Toni Braxton, they're going to share the stage together. Kind of similar to what New Edition does now. When New Edition is there, which I think is the coolest thing ever, they come out, they do the big hits that we know. Then, Bobby will have his set. BBD will have their set. Johnny Gill will have his set. Ralph will have his set. And then what I love about it is the fact that Bobby will be doing his set and BBD will be singing backup for him. Right? You don't have any random people doing backup for them. It is them doing backup. So now you're going to have a situation where Toni Braxton may have a set and Boyz II Men be sending backup for them. That's going to be pretty cool. And so
no, I think it's great. I'm looking forward to a time when New Edition retires from doing this and we can replace somebody with they've been doing it for a long time.
Well, what does that mean? You don't make Rolling Stone retire. Why would you want New Edition to ever retire?
I would like the Rolling Stones to retire.
That's not what white folks do. They let them spend every 5 years. They go to see, and I'm gonna be going to see New Edition every chance I get.
Just like our black artists, their rock artists are dying on stage or dying shortly after. Look at what happened to Ozzy Osbourne. He died a couple days after getting on stage. Like, it's time. It's okay. What I'm trying to say is, like, I love the fact that new, quote unquote, old school artists like Monica and Brandy are touring, and that tour is apparently doing really, really well. And they're bringing out Maya, and they're bringing out everybody from that era, that 2000 and on era, to come perform with them. So I think it's all good. I wish I had the money to afford a concert, but I don't have money to afford a concert.
Well, we'll see next year. But I hear you. But I think what's happening finally in R&B and hip hop is what has been going on in other genres of music forever. When I was living in Virginia, Dave Matthews Band would come to Hampton every year. They come every year, and it would always be sold out. And Fish would come, and the Grateful Dead would come, and all of these other, it becomes like a tradition. When they come in town, you go see them. And the fact that New Edition is there now, they did their residency. You got Janet doing residency in Vegas. You have these 90s hip hop shows that are going around, and these cats are still making money. And so it's all good. All right, what you watching?
Okay, so dang it, I forgot the name of it. Hold on a second. I think you and Tracy might have watched it this weekend. It is called, found it. It's called A House of Dynamite. We watched this movie on Saturday. I have never been more annoyed in my entire life. And they've got heavy hitters as actors in this movie.
Is Idris Elba in that?
Yes, he plays the president.
Okay, I did see, but go ahead, finish talking, because I did put that on the watch list on Netflix. Is it that bad?
Take it off.
Is it that bad? Is it really?
Do you care if I give you, I'll give you the premise of it and not the actual story.
Okay.
It is the same story told over and over and over again so you can get everybody's perspective, and there is no ending. By the time we got to the third perspective, I peeped game to what was happening. I was like, absolutely not. I am not sitting through the same dialogue again with extra from another person's angle of this. I'm not doing this again. I would have took a shower, came out the shower. Omar was like, you could have just waited 7 more minutes and it would have been over. I'm like, well, what happened? He's like, nothing. It just got to the thing and then the camera went off. Like, what? We just sat there for that to happen?
So it's interesting that you say that. And so I learned this recently where I saw the Idris Elba on the poster and then I played the trailer and he was not in the trailer at all. So I was like,
there's a reason for that.
Okay. All right. Well, if we decide to watch it, is it a movie or is it a series? Is it
it's
a movie?
A movie. The reason why he's not in the poster is because in the film, you hear his voice, but because he's doing that whack behind American accent that he still hasn't mastered, you don't know it's him. You don't know it's him as the president until the last part where you have to see his perspective as the president going through the situation. Because even then, they're like hiding his face a little bit until it's finally revealed this is who it is. Those crickets, so you gonna feel them. You gonna need them crickets.
You just ruined the whole thing. And the reason why you can watch it. Yeah, ain't no reason me to watch. I already know what's going to happen. All right, so we might.
What's going to happen? No, wait. What's going to happen?
First of all, Idris Elba is going to be talking the whole time, and we ain't going to know what reason, whatever. All right, so I might check it out. We'll see.
So I watched that. Only Murders in the Building ended last night, and that was always a fun ending. That's always Only Murders in the Building on Hulu is a fun show if you're looking for a fun watch.
On Hulu,
try Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. It's not inappropriate. It's not too murdery and bloods and guts. It's really kind of funny.
It's not too murdery.
And what's his name? Keegan Key?
The light skinned one, the biracial one? Yeah. Okay.
He's in this season.
Key and Peele. He's Jordan Peele. He's Key.
So he's in this season, and he's always a fun actor to watch. So he's definitely in it. And then In My House, which I never thought in a million years would happen, is we watching baseball. And by we, I mean him. Because I will not. I refuse to watch baseball. And my kids are like, ooh, look, baseball. I'm like, ooh, no. I'm going in my room.
So I saw that there was a 18 inning 6-hour game a couple days ago. Which is in the moment, I'm sure the baseball people say, oh, this is great. They're also saying in the moment, like, this is terrible. This is another reason why people don't go back and watch baseball, because it can be in a situation where you got a 6-hour game where you go to bed and come back up and they're still playing. And
let me tell you, if we ever had to go to a game and it's now 11:30, 11:45, Omar's like, it was not, or I'm going to stay. I'm like, well, you need to catch a ride home. I'm going to call an Uber because I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids. The kids over here sleep.
The kids definitely not going to stay that long. No way in the world. All right. So we're watching, I think we talked about this last week. We're watching Diplomat. And because it's NBA has started, I have not really gotten into the NBA as much this year for how blasphemy, I know. But that guy Wembanyama out of San Antonio is insane. The fact that he's 7'5" and going behind his back and pulling up from 35 feet away and blocking everything. And first game of the year, I think he had 40 or 50 points. It was just crazy. But watching The Diplomat, going back to Netflix, and I think I want to say we are in the third season now. So we, the husband is vice president now and kind of dealing with that back and forth and the fact that the ambassador, she doesn't know how to, anyway. It's an interesting show. It's okay.
Done.
It's okay.
Oh, really? It's okay. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. And maybe because we always started too late. We get into bed, last thing we do sometime, and the next thing you know, we both end up falling asleep on it. So because we're at that age. All right, man. So hopefully next week, folks will not be in the dire situation and anticipating coming as early as this weekend. By the time we get back on, there's gonna be some other things would have changed. Voting would have happened. Hopefully, folks would have gone out there and did their civic duty. And I don't know what else. If folks don't start voting every time it's time to vote now, I don't know what else we have to do. By the way, Trump fired everybody who's supposed to be inspecting his work at the White House. He fired all them people too. So there's that. Peace and bye-bye.
All right. Peace and bye-bye. Bye, guys.